Hello and welcome to Epic Blocks. Today I'm going to show you another simple, easy farm that can be built with minimal resources. As you can see in a super flat world here, I've come and found a village, which will be quite handy for building this iron farm. You can of course build this in your chunk zone and where you start as well, though it's a little bit more complicated, mostly because you do need 3 villagers. And of course here in a village, this is a rather large village, there are plenty of villagers. But if you come across a village that's not too far away from where you started, you can bring the villagers back to where you started by loading them into a boat or a minecart if you have the resources to build a track, and you can send them back to your starting area. For this though, we're going to start off here in the village. As you can see, I've also cordoned off the areas that are slime chunks, so they can spawn in this little area, and of course they can spawn in this area and in these other areas that I've fenced off. And the whole village itself is fenced off so that I can build in safety. And as you can see, I've spread torches around liberally. This is not necessary, this is just for my convenience. And of course I am in creative mode, and let me go ahead and switch to survival. There we go, and I'm going to place that block there, and we'll throw another torch there. Okay, so now I have an empty inventory. And here in this chest, we're going to have the materials we need. We will need at least 3 beds. Up to 6 can make it handy. And we'll need a series of trapdoors. I think 6 will be the total number that we're going to use. And I'll only need 2 spruce slabs, but I'm going to put a 3rd one in. The location of the 3rd one, you could actually use a variety of other items, but I think a slab would be very handy. We'll need 3 signs, 1 boat, 1 hopper. We'll want a double chest, like with my last couple of videos. We'll need some water, and we'll need some lava. And again, the additional beds will come in handy. We'll probably want a pickaxe for mining. In my super flat world, it's actually all going to be dirt. And because I'm only going to run into dirt, we will want about 16 solid blocks. That should be all we need. And dirt will work for this, but like I mentioned in my previous videos, dirt can be carried away by an enderman, so cobblestone might be ideal. We're also going to need more torches than we needed in my previous couple of videos for my simple farms. I haven't done an exact count. I imagine it's about 15, but I put in an extra 10 or so here. Anyway, let me go ahead and grab my materials. There we go. So that's all the materials we'll need for this farm. Notice that this farm does not require any redstone at all. And to start off, we can really start off pretty much anywhere we want here. And I think I want to go not too far away from my buildings. And we're going to dig 3 across, and we're going to go 8 deep. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And of course in my super flat world, I don't mind digging straight down. I know I'm not going to run into anything but this dirt. But in your world, you may want to be a little bit more careful with that part. Alright, now that we have dug down 8 blocks, we're going to want to dig over. And we're going to create a 3x3 open space here at the bottom. Or 3x3x3. There we go. And right here underneath the opening, this is where we're going to place some beds. There we go. We've got 3 beds, and nothing too special about the placement there. Next, we are going to want a bottom slab on either side, and we're going to place a trapdoor across the top in the middle. And then open that so we can step into the hole, close it again, and we're going to dig out 2 blocks deep, 3 tall, and 2 tall on the sides. There we go. I also recommend placing a torch in this spot. I don't think the iron golems will ever be able to spawn here, but just in case, I'm going to keep a torch there. I know they won't be able to spawn on the bottom slabs, and they won't be able to spawn on top of this trapdoor. There's not enough room. And this space right here, we kind of want to stand right in the middle. And we're going to jump and place a boat. And then we're going to keep digging out this direction. Place another torch on that spot. Make sure that this spot is level with the floor you created here. And then you're going to start working on a staircase up. And to make sure the iron golems don't spawn in any of our extra spots, we are going to place torches in each of these stair steps. And now we've reached the top again. Looks like there was a torch right on this spot. This last one I'm going to dig to the side just for my personal preference. And we're going to cover this in with trapdoors. Now we may want to go in and out of this a few times, so I've left this here where we can kind of get in and out quickly. This is where we're going to want our 3 optional beds. Again, these aren't required. We can lure our villagers in another way, but this is probably the easiest way to get our villagers in. And let me go ahead and fix my game mode again. No, not that one. There it is, daylight cycle, right in front of me. And let's turn that back to true. Okay, so we're at noon now, so it's going to be a little bit, but the sun will go down, and the villagers will start going to bed. To make sure they come to my bed, I'm going to destroy some of these beds around the village. Alright, that ought to clear out enough beds to force about 3 villagers over to my farm. Now we'll just have to wait for the sun to set. Alright, now that the sun's about to set, you can see we've already got some villagers coming over. By the way, if the villagers aren't finding their own way, just head over towards where the villagers are and place a bed down to try and draw them closer. As they come to the bed, you can break it and force them to keep coming this way. Don't really want the little one here. Get some of the adults sleeping. I assume the little one can still summon an iron golem, but he may wander around where he's not supposed to. Anyway, I don't know why these others aren't sleeping yet, just the one. But we can put him where he belongs. Break the bed, and he falls into the others. Push a second one in. And we'll push in a third. Oop. There we go. And you want to cover these over. Oops. Didn't want to put that down there. I wanted to put it at the top. Let's go ahead and break this block. There we go. Break this one. There we go. Alright. Grab my dirt again. Fill these in. Break the extra beds. Don't know why they aren't sleeping, but that's alright. I've got this filled in. Now this next part, it's dark, so I could lure a zombie in, but let's go ahead and decide where we want our iron golems to spawn. They can only spawn within a certain range, vertically, horizontally, of the villagers who are summoning the iron golem. And because this pit goes down 8 deep, iron golems cannot spawn on the surface level. So in your real world, you do want to make sure you're digging this pit and your stairway out in probably the lowest section around your village. And I'm just going to go ahead and go right here. And we're going to dig a 3x3 plot. Alright, just like that. Now, if you don't have any iron yet, you could actually just build your farm like this, place the water, and we'll put some you could put some blocks, I'm going to place some blocks, actually. So you would put one block there, and one there, and over this corner, and over this corner. And that would cause any iron golems that spawn in to immediately start suffocating. And then, of course, you can pick up their iron and their red flowers. What is that? Poppies, I think. But I've already got my hopper here, and I'm going to put it in this corner. Point it facing that one. I'm going to go ahead and dig this out. So that's my exit. Let's go ahead and put in my double chest. There we go. And we're going to put water there and a slab there. Alright, now I'm going to cover that spot up again. And let's place some more torches. That way iron golems don't spawn in these spots. So our iron golems have to spawn right here. Also going to surround this with my solid blocks. Every once in a while an iron golem will spawn kind of in the wall, and I found that if I don't build this up, they can glitch upwards and wander off. And we don't want that. If there's already an iron golem in this area, the villagers down there won't summon anymore. Now our final step, again, we could have the blocks here, which would suffocate the iron golems, but once we have the option, go ahead and put in some signs. Like that. This one could be on either of these two walls. But the signs won't burn, and they'll hold this block of lava in place. So now any iron golem that spawns in here, if he's in one of these walls, he'll just suffocate. But if he's not completely in the wall, the water will carry him here, where the lava will burn him up. And of course the hopper down there will pick up his iron and the poppies. Now the final step for this farm, I'm going to go ahead and put in that block. We need to find a zombie. It is night, so let's go ahead. Break that. I'm going to run around behind him so I can place the fence post back. Alright, and then we want to lure him to these openings. There we go. Close that up again. And he's going to wander into that boat and sit down, and already this guy spawned in the wall. Already we have our iron golem. Alright, well, that's a dead iron golem. And all of his stuff. No puppy, that's alright, just 5 iron. They do die faster when they hit the lava as opposed to suffocating in the wall, but either one will work. So now we can look down and see our villagers running around. It is nighttime, so they are trying to sleep. Anytime they lose line of sight to the zombie in the boat over there, they're going to try to sleep when it's night. And when they sleep, they do see the zombie, and they're going to summon an iron golem. Notice he died much quicker because he hit the lava. And we're already up to 2 poppies and 8 iron. And as long as they get the chance to sleep a little bit at night, even if it's just momentarily, which they should be doing, because of the trapdoor and half slabs, they can't go anywhere, and they will occasionally lose sight of the zombie, so they'll sleep. They don't need to have jobs or anything, just 3 villagers. So again, I wouldn't put a baby villager in there, he can probably wander off. There's another one burning. So they can still see that zombie, so they're going to call for help. And if you remember, I started with 28 torches and finished with 18, so we only needed about 10. And that included putting a couple here so that the golem can't spawn here. Let's put one there too, just in case. Don't think he can spawn on the chest, but better safe than sorry. If one was to spawn here, he'd probably still suffocate, but we'd likely miss his drops. Speaking of which, we're at 13 and 3. I like them in this order just because this one's going to fill up and start building first. There we go, 18 iron. As you can see, this farm, it's going to start giving you quite a bit of iron fairly quickly. And while this farm's not really expandable like my others were, you can duplicate it. Just make sure you don't build the next one too close. I would probably come over this way, and that's going to be a pretty good distance, and start digging. And I have my stair steps going that way, and build my spawning area for the iron golem in this area, and it would be just like that one over there. Not going to do that now though, so let me fill that back in. Now let's just take a look. Up to 22 iron. So Some iron golems, of course, only give about 3 iron. Some, I think 5 is the most they can drop. But we're rarely, if ever, going to have more than 20-30 seconds before the next iron golem spawns in. And especially when he catches that lava, he's going to die pretty quickly. So again, instead of this half slab, we could probably just get away with a torch there. Anything that will let us still open up the chest, but make sure that iron golem can't spawn there. With this build, you may also, on very rare occasions, have an item land on top of the chest as opposed to the hopper. If you have the iron, you could put a second hopper here, pointing into this chest, and then another, the other side of the double chest next to it. Of course, make sure you put in torches as appropriate, so that our iron golem won't be able to spawn here. And we just keep building. More and more iron for our collection. And it's not even noon yet, so we've basically been running this farm. It was a little before day broke before it started working, so a little over half a day. Anyway, that's everything I have to show you here. We should have another iron golem popping up any moment now. And once again, thank you for watching Epic Blocks. I hope you've enjoyed this farm, and stay tuned. I have more simple farms to show you.